Had our opportunities, just didn't get it done. Bottom line, no excuses. We had several opportunities to cash in runs, and we just couldn't come up with a big hit again. And Moose did a good job of getting us started. Only runs he gave up were via the long ball. Fell behind on the ones that he gave up, the home runs. Had to put fastballs down the middle, and they punished it. And then the 0-2 pitch was needs to be better there. But other than that, I thought Moose threw the ball pretty well, and for the most part, all the pitchers threw the ball really well tonight. Just offensively, with the wind blowing the way it was, to only put up 3 runs was disappointing.
1 for 10 with runners in the scoring position tonight. What do you want to change with that?
More hits with runners in scoring position, and more clutch base hits with runners in scoring position.
Is there anything with the process you want to change?
We're gonna have to look at something, because it's been pretty dismal the past 5 or 6 games. I would say it's been really, really disappointing.
Just speak on Moose's performance. Obviously, those home runs were all solo homers, kind of limited the walks. I don't think he issued a single one. You've kind of spoken on that several times. How important is it to throw strikes and limit those homers to not be double, 2-1 home runs, 3 home runs, but minimize the damage?
Usually solo home runs don't beat you unless you give up a ton of them, but he gave up three solos tonight, and again, those were all behind in the count, 3-1 pitches that had to be grooved, and I'd rather that than walk the yard and give up runs that way. So again, that's not what beat us tonight. What beat us tonight is we just couldn't get it going offensively.
You mentioned the wind. How much of an effect did that play in today's game?
None. I mean, we didn't. I think News ball may have been a little wind aided. That was probably really the only ball of the night that I think the wind affected, and it favored us. But with the wind blowing out that hard, and we just didn't do much, to take advantage of it. And that's not that we're trying to hit the ball up in the wind, but just good solid contact should get you more base hits than that. But bottom line, we just disappointing on the offensive front.
Can you talk about some of the at-bats late? It felt like a few guys were just trying to do too much at the plate. Landon took some uncharacteristic swings of balls out of the zone.
Yeah, I think guys were potentially letting the emotions of the game get the best of them, and had a tremendous crowd here tonight, over 6,000 people, and big student section that we were grateful they came out. We just put them to sleep, unfortunately, on the offensive side of the ball, which was disappointing. And I think guys may have been trying a little bit too hard and up and down the lineup. That could be a reason why, but end of the day, we got to do a better job than that.
I guess on the pitching side, a lot of guys, you were able to get an inning of work, a couple innings of work for a lot of guys who struggled the last time out. How encouraging was them to see them bounce back tonight?
Like I said, the pitching was great. I have no issues with that. Guys threw the ball really well. Easton Barrett came in and had a nice inning of work. OV got himself in a little trouble, but pitched his way out of it. Bucks threw the ball well. Fitzy struck out the side. Shave threw it outstanding. Linder had some hiccups and was not as sharp as he's been the last 2 or 3 outings. I guess that would be kind of the only blemish, really. And Finn Edwards threw the ball great when he came in. So, when you have that many arms, to have most of them throw it outstanding, again, and keep you in the game and limit to 5 runs over 11 innings, those are games we got to win.
Can you kind of speak on that? I don't know if it was an error after, like the pickoff move, maybe pass the ball, trying to pick up like after went down different chance.
Yeah, I mean, they were. It was the right situation for those guys to put it on. It was something that Roley put on with our pitchers, and they had squared the safety squeeze there, I think 2 or 3 times in a row, and just something to make sure that runner at third tries to stay close. I thought it was a great call. We just whiffed on it over at third base, and the thought process was right. We just got to catch the ball.
This is the end of a really long stretch. Do you feel like the slow bats tonight were a result of that, and maybe the guys were tired, or just wasn't working tonight?
I'm not using that as an excuse. We've given them, cage days the past 3 days. We haven't been on the field. We're trying to pull the workload back on it, knowing that we have had a stretch of games here, but that's not an excuse. We're just not very good with guys in scoring position right now.
Contrada's in the DH spot tonight. He had the game time home run, yet he still put a lot of the blame on himself. What did you see from him tonight?
Well, he had a double and a home run. Accounted for 2 of the 3 runs that we scored, and you know, New's a leader. He's going to put it on his shoulders. He had an opportunity there late to, you know, to push a run across with the big hit, and you know, he's feeling that pressure of being the leader and being a captain on our team, that he wants to get it done. And you know, right now he's out there playing on one leg and doing everything he can for us. So I don't put the last person I put blame on is New Contradas.
You talked about fatigue, and you know, you just talked about it right now, but I guess in a way with this stretch ending and, you know, getting some days off before next game, is that kind of maybe good in a way? Like these guys
Again,
get used to it?
I'm not going to use fatigue as an excuse. Like it's not. This is baseball. Baseball is a daily sport. Again, these kids have aspirations of playing at the next level. If they think this is a lot, wait till you get to the next level. You're going to play 142 games in 150 days. Come talk to me then about being tired. The tired's an excuse, and we're not going to use it.
Coach, against the lefty pitcher of Arizona starting tonight, you went with your lefty catcher, Cody Riggs. What was the decision behind that?
The decision behind it was that kid's an opener. We didn't think he was going to go any more than 2 or 3 innings. That he hasn't started a game to my knowledge, and if he has, he hasn't gone more than 2 innings. So we assumed they were going to use a variety of arms tonight, kind of like we had. And I mean, that's our job to look at who they used over the weekend and who they've used in the past. I mean, we didn't anticipate, you know, Morris going 5 or 6 innings against us. That wasn't going to be the plan with him. I didn't think so. He went through the lineup once and was able to get 3 innings. You know, if you really want to take a deep dive at the numbers, lefties hit better than righties off of him.
You've got a few big matchups over the next few weeks coming up. BYU, UCF, to name a couple. What's the approach heading into those series?
We'll just, you know, turn the page on today after this and get ready for BYU. We're not looking past them. They have a very capable team that's coming off sweeping Houston. You know, they got some nice arms, and they got some kids that can swing the bats pretty well. So we're going to be dealing with some weather there. Looks like it's going to be cold. We haven't been really in the cold yet this year, so that'll be a challenge for our guys. You know, we have to figure out ways to win, try to win games on the road.